Kim Schultz and Sarah Welton. Good morning.
Hi, great to meet you.
Great to have you here. Who should we vote for?
Oh, wow.
To you.
That's usually the question I would ask.
Here's the disclaimer. We're nonpartisan. We don't support candidates or parties. We do provide information on voting, voting registration, and getting good information.
Yeah, you want to get information to the
Correct.
voters and want people to vote,
Right, exactly.
You know, last week I said I couldn't believe there would be people undecided, but I've done a little research. There are, a lot of people that they might not like one candidate and they don't know enough about the other candidate. So there really are, bona fide undecided voters. So I apologize if I offended any of the undecided.
You offended me. But there's an opportunity to meet some candidates
There
on the
is.
24th. Who can we meet? Tell us about this event.
This is going to be at the Ella Sharp Museum.
Okay.
Great partnership with them, and we appreciate their support. This is an opportunity. What we did was we took the positions that would be on the Jackson County voters' ballots, kind of the open to all, that were competitive, that had more than one candidate, and we invited those people. So we have the House districts 45, 46, and 47. We have the County Commission districts 3, 6, 7, and 8. And then we have the county clerk, and we have the probate court judge.
Okay.
And also the Jackson College Board of Trustees.
Is anyone welcome to attend?
Absolutely.
So is it going to be like a debate or no?
This is a meet the candidate. Each candidate will be introduced. They'll have 3 minutes to talk about themselves and their platform, their candidacy. And then after that, people can meet the candidates. They'll have tables around the room, and they can talk with them and ask questions and get information.
There's so many different ways to vote now. What are some options for voters?
In terms of
How
how to
they
cast
can
your
vote?
ballot?
Yeah, how to cast the
Yeah.
ballot.
Pam's probably ready to
Oh,
talk about that.
well, yeah. Proposal 2 did provide more options. You can still vote absentee. You still vote by feeding your ballot into the machine, but what opened up with that is more time to do it. It's not just the election day. You go, you wait in line, you mark your ballot and put it in the machine. You have actually 9 days of early voting before that start 2 Saturdays before and end the Sunday before the actual election.
Today is a special day. It's Constitution Day, and that's a big deal for you guys.
And it's also
It's also National Voter Registration Day, which I saw on my Google banner when I went to Google something this morning. So,
big effort on the part of the organizing group, but over 5,100 nonpartisan partners trying to spread the word too. So that's pretty impressive.
Tell us what Vote 411 is.
well, let me back up a little first and ask Bart, do you remember the first time you voted?
I do. I voted for myself, actually. I was a candidate for Chittenden County High Bailiff, and I won, and I became the youngest elected law enforcement official in the state of Vermont.
That's impressive.
It is.
Thank you.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's very impressive.
You heard it here first.
Yeah,
It's true. How many votes did you get?
68.
Very good.
Woohoo. Well, I
At least
remember-
one more than the other candidate.
That's right, and that's how you win.
I remember the first time I was old enough to vote in a presidential election, and I was really excited because I knew, who I wanted for president. And then I realized there's all these other elected offices on the ballot. You had your state house, you got Supreme Court, and what is a Board of Regents?
That's the one that gets me every time, right?
Yeah.
Wayne State.
Do
Who
we-
should we vote for?
Yeah,
gosh,
all these names I didn't know anything about other than maybe seeing them on a sign somewhere, and wanted to be a good citizen. And fortunately for me, I was at Michigan State at the time, and in the dorms they had these little newspapers. The Michigan League of Women Voters put out this newspaper voter guide, and you go in and see what they had they asked the same question to every candidate for a certain office, and you could read how they answered that question. That helped me a lot. So this voter guide has been out in some form or another since about 1940. And we're going to have 3,000 of those or so available at local libraries, every branch in the county. as well as your local clerks. There's a limit to this, though, because it shows state level. It goes all the way down to House representatives. But if we tried to go further and get every county, sheriff, or anything,
School
that
board.
would be
Right.
impossible.
Possible.
So the National League of Women Voters developed Vote 411. It's an online voter guide at vote411.org. And all you do is go to that website, enter your address, and it shows you all of the races, from
Okay.
president all the way down to whatever your local league is covering. So our Jackson Area League covers all the local races. We've reached out to all the local candidates, so 200 or so candidates, all the way down to local school boards. So you'll see your school board race and who's in it and how they've answered the league's questions.
And if you're still not sure, Irish people vote for Fitzpatrick or McCarthy.
You know, that,
By the name.
I
Do you
think
get anything free for registering on
You get the
Constitution?
freedom to make your choice. How about that?
there you go.
That's
you
great for free.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's free to register.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And so many ways to do it. And you mentioned a QR code. It's like apparently the big thing. And much of what we have created as giveaways and promotional things have the QR code on it. Both to Vote 411, since that's our thing,
Yeah.
and vote the Secretary of State's office. So we've created little business cards. We've got make a voting plan we've given away stickers and pencils. We're mailing out 3,000 cards to newly registered voters to encourage them to vote. We have kind bars because voting is kind of a big deal. So we're trying to appeal to everyone.
That's awesome.
We've been at events and sponsoring events, and we're kind of, if we get a request, we'll try to be there. So, and we also have these coffee sleeves. And if there are coffee shops that could use some, please get in touch with us. They've got the QR code on the back. Of course, they do have League on the front.
I got
But-
one at the Foundry Bakehouse in Albion on Saturday.
You did. They are there.
Awesome.
They are there. So.
Yeah. And it is so easy to register to vote or to update your voter registration in case you've moved. It should have gone with you if you've changed your address on your ID, but if you're not sure, just go to mvic/sos.state.mi.us.
Get registered and
Register.
vote. Don't give up your, don't take it lightly. It's,
If
Yeah.
you don't
Oh.
vote, you can't complain about
That's
the
right.
results.
Right.
No
We're
complaining.
going to hold you to it this
Yeah.
time.
And you're off Facebook for 4 years.
And your vote does matter. There
does
were
matter.
races in this county during the primary in August that were decided by one
One
vote.
vote.
That's absolutely right. Well, thanks for all that you guys do, and thanks for coming in today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
You're
you for having
welcome.
us.
It's great to be here.
Pam Schultz and Sarah Welton from the Jackson Area League of Women Voters. More of the morning show right after this.